everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, your girl Dayanara. Today we're not doing a vlog, we're doing another video. Now I decided I'm gonna talk about the things I love about Germany. Well, yeah. Well guys, it took me so many years to do this video. If you do the math, for you to do it, I arrived here 2016 and we're now 2021. I've been doing vlogs, never really talked about things I love about this country, which I'm currently in, guys. And I think it's time. It is time. It's such a shitty weather outside. These are literally the days that reminds me that, you know what, I am not in the Philippines, I am in Germany. It's rainy, it's cold, and it's gloomy. But we always have to look outside the tunnel and see the positive things in life. Let me just do a little introduction about me, guys, because I know some of you just, you know, I think YouTube just recommended you to watch this video. So might as well stay a little bit, guys. If it's not for you, then of course feel free to just leave. It's okay, I understand. But anyway, but if you just want to stay and chill a little bit and get to know me, I am from the Philippines. And mind you guys, if you've never been in the Philippines, which is the country where I'm from, very beautiful. And why you're not in the Philippines? I'd go travel, visit my country. Okay, maybe not this year because of our situation right now, but when everything goes to normal again, our new normal, then please visit my country. It's such a beautiful country. Philippines, you know, Philippines and Germany are such different countries. My God, it's just like if it was a color, it's black and white. And what else can I say? That how can I really elaborate it? Well, in the Philippines, we have summer all year round. Here in Germany, it's like summer 3 months, and the rest of the months is like cold. And yeah, mind you guys, my relationship with this country has always been a roller coaster ride. It's a love and hate relationship. It's a sweet and sour kind of relationship, but we are still working things out, guys. I'm still living here. Well, actually we bought a house. I have work in Germany, so I'm kind of settled. Without further ado, I'm gonna tell you the things that I love about this country. For some, I know for you, some who are watching this video, it will appear to sound absolutely obnoxious or childish what I love about Germany, but this is just what my opinions are. I wanted to start with food because I'm a foodie, and the best thing in Germany that I love the most, number one, is their bread. Mind you guys, I am not a big fan of bread, but when I came here in Germany, oh my God, how beautiful. When you visit their bakery, it's like going to a museum. Wow. Everything I see looks like art. You know, this big bread, and they have different types of bread, guys. They have bread with seeds on it. They have breads like you know, really brown and crunchy on the outside and very soft in the inside. They even have bread that is you know, white bread, purple bread, different types of colored bread. They have like the light dark, medium dark, and really dark bread. They have like bread for breakfast. They have just bread for everything. Wow, that's amazing. And they even make it look like, you know, you don't really want to eat it because it's just so beautiful. Yeah, they have different types of cakes, pastry. And one time, you know what, let me just do a bread because I'm really a big fan of YouTube recipes, guys, and I wanted to attempt making bread. So I went to the supermarket. This was like 3 years ago. Okay, it's time for me to make bread. I was a little bit overwhelmed because I never thought that there are so many types of flour. Well, not the flower bloom, I mean flower like male. In the Philippines, I think there's only one type of flour. I'm not a baker, but I only know one type of flour, and that's all-purpose flour. And that's how you make breads, that's how you make pastry. But here in Germany, they have different types of flour. They have like I don't know, like flour for cake flour. They have flour for like the I don't know what kind of bread, sours for sourdoughs. They have different types. And they even have like the flour has numbers on it, and I don't really get what the numbers are for. And I was asking then the person in the supermarket who's working there, and I told her, lady, I want to make a bread. Can you help me out? What kind of flour to actually choose from all of these, because there's like a lot. And then he said like, okay, so just tell me what kind of bread you like. I'm like, it is the normal bun. And she was telling me about, okay, you can take this and mix it together. And I was like, hey, you know what, forget it. If you just don't want to have all these troubles, just buy the bread. It's gonna cost you maybe 20 cents for like a regular bun, and it would taste heavenly. Yeah, oh my god, it's so much emotion for just talking about bread. Still in connection with food, but more or less is the Christmas market, or they call it Weihnachtsmarkt. Oh my god, OMG. My husband was really wondering if we celebrate Christmas in my country, in the Philippines. And are you insulting us? Of course we have Christmas in my country. It's just a trivia. Catholic, so 90% of the population are Catholic, and the rest, they're Muslim and other types of religion. But 90% of the people living in our country, we're Catholics. So of course we're really big on Christmas. And my husband was, he married me, but he really didn't know nothing about my culture. I don't know, sometimes like, Han, why did you marry a Filipina? You don't literally know anything about me. And he just said, yeah, because I just like you anyway. I mean, yeah, you just happen to be a Filipina. Wow, amazing. And I'm here studying about everything about Germany and everything about you, and you really don't. Anyways, men, well, let's not talk about men. Let's talk about Germany. Yeah, but how can you celebrate Christmas if you don't have snow, if you don't have winter season? Because that's like Christmas is all about. And I told him, Han, are you crazy? Christmas is all about the birth of Jesus, And he was like, yeah, and that too. Even though we don't have like a real winter season in the Philippines, but we are really big on Christmas. So we start Christmas in the bear months, guys. So next month it's gonna be the Christmas season in the Philippines, because next month is September. So September, October, November, December, 4 months Christmas months. So if you're really big on Christmas and you want to skip the winter season here in Europe, just go travel to our country. Feel free to enjoy our Christmas music. You can hear it everywhere you go. You can even hear children's caroling as soon as the clock strikes 7, because that's where they start caroling in front of your doorstep, like just singing Christmas carols. Anyway, so yeah, okay. My god, I'm talking about so much about my culture that. Anyway, so yeah, talking about Christmas thing, guys. The thing I like about the Christmas market is it's just so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So when I arrived here in Germany, it was October, so it was near the Christmas season, because here in Germany they really start Christmas on December. And when December started, all the Christmas market from cities to cities, and also provinces, this not really provinces, like small towns in Germany, they have their own Christmas market. So god, it's just like in the movies. It's like you are going to a fairy tale movie where the kids just enjoy this. I don't know, I just see it in the picture. I've never experienced it. I've just seen it in TV, and when I was really live and I was experiencing it myself, and I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. You can buy anything like Christmas ornaments, or like they're selling different types of sweets, like they can sell you Reibekuchen. What else? This sweet mandeln, it's like coated, how can I say it? Sugar coated almond, guys. It's the best. And this roasted chestnuts, and the best thing, glühwein. Oh god, that is literally the best drink that you can ever drink on Christmas time. Glühwein. It's a warm wine with spices in it, and it just a perfect kick of alcohol to make you a little bit dizzy. But it's the best, and it just makes me sad knowing that since, you know, the COVID started, it's been like 2 years, I've never seen Christmas markets here in Germany. They're not open because, you know, we cannot open stuff here because, you know, of the rules and stuff. So we're really missing the best part of Christmas, which is the Weihnachtsmarkt. Oh god, guys, next year, you know, or this year, hopefully this year, December, if everything goes well, I hope they're gonna open the Christmas market again, because it's the best thing in the world. And they also, you know, play Christmas music and best thing. Moving on, the third thing that I like about Germany is meat. Didn't you know, guys, back in my country, meat, dark meat, you know, like pork, beef, chicken, it's really expensive. And fish in the Philippines, it's really cheap. So if you're really low on budget, the only thing you can really afford to buy in the Philippines, you know, fish. I think maybe that's the reason why I wasn't really a big fan of fish. Oftentimes we're really low on budget, so that means we eat a lot of fish and vegetables because it's really cheap. And meat like pork and like beef and chicken, you have it on your birthdays, on Christmas, special holidays, or your graduation, grilled pork barbecue, you know, when you go to the beach. But here in Germany, guys, it's actually the other way around. So fish in here, can't forget it, it's expensive. It's better to just buy pork and chicken because it's cheap. And it's basically the things you can afford when you're really on tight budget, and fish you can afford it when you're on a holiday. Talking about meat, they have different types of, what do you call it, of Aufschnitt, like ham. They have ham, sausages, a lot, guys, a lot. It's like a land of meat, literally meat. You know, in the Philippines we eat a little bit of meat and more rice. So like half a cup of maybe a piece of chicken, fried chicken, and like 3 cups of rice, and we're good. But here in Germany, guys, when I first arrived here, and we were eating in a restaurant, like a typical German restaurant, and I ordered some, I don't know what kind of food that I ordered, but I ordered something. Maybe it was a schnitzel, typical. It's just like a safe food to order. It's like a meat that's been pounded really thinly with a breadcrumb coating on top of it, and it's really crunchy, and you top it with a little bit of sauce, or maybe just lemon and salad on the side. And when I ordered that, you know, in the Philippines, if you order things, it really comes in like small portion because we're small, and a lot of rice. So when I ordered that, the schnitzel, I was really shocked. I was like, oh my god, it was huge. It was like huge. Like, I don't know, it's like if I was still in the Philippines, it would have been considered as a group platter, a family platter that, you know, good for 3 to 4 people. Is this my meal, or are we eating this all together? Because I think I cannot eat this. He said, no, that's your order, you have to eat everything. I was like, god, that's a lot. So every time I ordered food, I always take some home, you know, the rest home, so I can have it the next day, because it was just a lot. But now living here for years, my appetite, or my stomach went a little bit bigger, so I have more space in my tummy, so I can eat more. I can real German and have meat and beer. That's real food. So that's something I like about Germany. The food is insane, it's big, but well, there's also a downfall on that because, you know, makes you a little bit fatty. And I gain a lot of weight since coming here in Germany. Well, right now I gain a lot of weight because I'm pregnant, guys, as we speak. So I look kind of bloated. But that's the thing about Germany. There's tons of food and it's affordable. It's amazing. Fourth thing that I love about Germany, guys, is the freedom of speech. Just the freedom of saying no and just, you know, telling your opinion. Didn't you know, in my country, in the Philippines, it's very unhöflich, or what do you call it? Very unpolite to say no when you're asked a question. So, for example, you know, you're in a team meeting, you know, at your work, and your boss is asking you, so are you contented with your job, blah blah blah. So the only thing you can really say, even if you hate your job, you're not really allowed to say your opinion. So you always, you know, respond in a positive manner, like say, of course I love my job, blah blah blah, you know what I mean, but deep inside you hated it. And also, if you have like if your coworker asks you if hey, you know, is it okay if you work for me and we can, you know, change shifts and stuff? And of course, because you don't want to hurt his feelings, and even if you hated it, you will say, yeah, of course, okay, yeah, sure. But here in Germany, guys, it's different because you can say no. If you don't like things, you can just tell them, you know what, I don't like it. You know what, I don't really like you. I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like that I'm working too much. You know, people can just tell their feelings, and that's crazy. Maybe that's the reason why Germans complain more. I mean, it appears to me when I first came here, and I was always wondering, why do Germans complain a lot? They're really good at complaining. Now I get it, why they complain a lot, because they have their freedom of speech, and that is something that we lack in the Philippines. In the Philippines, you're not really, you know what I mean, it's not really normal to complain a lot. You kind of work things out on your own, and when you really cannot anymore, then you sing karaoke and you pray to God. So it will solve your problem. That's what we do. So we don't really hear people complain a lot in public, you know, just telling random people about your work and stuff. But here in Germany, I'm like, oh my God. And I cannot forget when me and my husband started our relationship. My husband always tell me, like, you know what, Han, why do you always say yes every time? Like, you sound so stupid. And I'm like, Han, because it's how I grew up. I mean, that's basically what my parents taught me, or what I see outside. You know, in the Philippines, you cannot just say no that easily, unless, you know, it's something, a life and death situation. But we just say yes every time. And I just realized, you know what, if you just say yes every time here in Germany, they don't really think of it as, you know, being polite. They think of it like you're stupid because you don't really tell them your real opinion. I can have an example on that, guys. I can tell you an example. So my brother, he's a nurse here in Germany. So he arrived here, is it like 2 years ago? Yeah, almost 2 years ago, guys. And it was the first time I let my brother visit me here in my city, because we live 5 hours apart. So when he came here, of course, the parents of my husband also wanted to meet him personally. And here in Germany, it's really custom that when you meet someone, you know, when you gather, you have coffee and cake. So of course, my parents-in-law, they brought cake, a lot of cake. And I know my brother is not really You know, he eats cake, but in the Philippines, we're not really big into cakes, you know, because we only have cakes on special occasion, guys. Mind you, Christmas, your birthday, the New Year's, you know, that's the time we, you know, have cake. Or like if there's like a feast, then we have cake. So special occasion, maybe like one time in every 3 months we have cake. But here in Germany, we basically have cake almost every day. It's not the healthiest, but it's here in Germany, it's just like snacks, you know, if you just want to chill a little bit, so you have coffee and cake. So yeah, going back to the story, my brother was here, and my parents-in-law, of course, they already prepared, you know, the coffee. Now we prepare the coffee, and then they prepare the cake, and then we sat together and we just talk a little bit and stuff. And mind you, my brother was really fresh from the Philippines, came here, and I think he already Eddie ate like 1.5 slice of cake, and I can see it. I know my brother, you know, even if he doesn't talk to me, I know him. And then of course my mother-in-law was asking him, hey, would you like another slice? And he just said, yeah, of course, yes. So he was eating, you know, the second slice, guys. So mind you, he already have 1.5, and then now he's eating the second slice. So he was just eating, and I can say that he was already dying inside. You know, he was sweating a little bit. And then after like 20 minutes, because I tell you, it was a lot of cakes. My mother-in-law asked him again, hey, do you want another one? And he said, yeah. So I think it totally ate like almost 4, no, not really 4, like 3.5 slices of cake, guys. And then I was really laughing inside. I just had 1 slice, 1.5. I was laughing inside because I knew that he was just being polite. And I told him, you know, when the parents, you know, when my husband's parents were gone, you know, they went home, and I was asking my brother, nah, did you like the cake? And he said, God, it was too much cake. I was like, I cannot anymore. My body was just giving up, you know, I was really sweating. I was like, and why you didn't tell them that you couldn't anymore? Yeah, because, you know, it's not really so, I don't want to offend them. He's like, oh, you're really Filipino. I was like, I don't know. And I told him, you know what, it doesn't work like that here. If you don't want it, just tell them you don't want it anymore. They wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't take it as an offense. They would just, you know, accept it that you're just full. It's just like that, you know, finish. Because in the Philippines, guys, if you really refuse something, they would, people would get insulted. You know, people would think like, you don't like their cooking, or people will think like, you know, you're ungrateful and stuff, or yeah, something like this. That's why for us it's a little bit hard to just say things. But here in Germany, they just, if you don't want it, then you don't want it, you know, easy as that. So that's the 4th thing that I like about Germany. The last thing, guys, well, I'm stopping to 5 things, because if I tell you more, it's gonna be a very long vlog, and you know, I cannot stop talking. The 5th thing that I love about Germany, guys, is since I got here, I kind of know what is the difference of ugly German, okay German, and really handsome German. So mind you, guys, when I was in the Philippines, call me ignorant, call me naive, but when Filipinas marry, like, you know, Caucasian men, we're not really so judgmental to their look. Okay, they're really like legit ugly Caucasians, you know, when they don't have teeth in front. That's, you know what I mean. Or they're, you know, they're dirty, or, you know, their nose is a little bit crooked. So that's like, for us, it's not really so pleasing to the eyes. So that's like, oh, she's not really good looking. But if you're like, just like for us, as long as you're, you know, you have a nice, like, okay body, you have 2 eyes, you have very tall nose, and, you know, you're white, we find you, oh, you're attractive, you're okay. I never thought that that guy was actually, you know, ugly in his country since I got here in Germany, because, you know, everyone here, Like most of the people here are white because Germans are white. And my husband, it was funny because, you know, my husband is not the only man who married a Filipino. There are a lot of Filipinas who married German men, and my husband would stalk through their Facebook, and they were like, oh my God, look at the Filipina, is so pretty, and how come he married this ugly guy? And I couldn't really understand what my husband meant with ugly, and I told him, what do you mean that the guy is ugly? It's like, he looks normal to me. He looks okay. I mean, he's white, he has like blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, he has hair, he's tall, I think it looks good. And my husband was like, no, look at this man. I think if no German woman would be attracted to him because he's so white, and he's like, it looks like he had never seen, he was never outside Germany for how many months now, because I think he's just staying at home, you know. Germans, this is what I tell you about German and their opinions, you know. They're very vocal and they're very frank. And I was like, it's like, chill a little bit, my God. And you know what, guys, it took me some years to really get what my husband's opinions are about looks, what for them looks attractive and what for them looks unattractive. And I realized, you know what, Han, you're right, you know. If I've not traveled here in Europe, I could never see the difference. I think if I was still in the Philippines right now, if a foreigner would travel in my country, I would really think like, oh my God, it looks good. And I'm not realizing that here in Germany, he was not really sold in the market because he wasn't undateable. Like, you're right. So now I'm becoming more judgmental. It's just same goes in the Philippines, you know. All the Filipinas back in my country, guys, if you have dark skin, you're not really considered pretty in the Philippines, because they always prejudge you that, you know, that maybe you came from a poor family, you know, you don't have air conditioner at home, you work maybe in the fields, you're uneducated, you know. It's sad, but it's the truth. That's why in the Philippines, if you're white, you have like really like porcelain skin. That for us is beautiful. Maybe that's the reason why when foreigners visit our country and they appear really, really white, and for us, we're really that naive, not knowing that they cannot really afford to go on a holiday, or maybe they're just really white. They cannot, you know, they burn when they go out to the sun. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why. That's why all the Filipinas who have really dark skin in the Philippines, when they move to another country, they are more attractive looking. As for me, guys, my skin is yellow, so I'm not really attractive to most German men, I think, in my opinion. But I mean, I love myself, you know. I think I look pretty gorgeous. Of course, I love myself, I tell you guys. But for some Germans, they wouldn't. I'm not their type because of my skin, you know. They're more into like the more exotic looking Asian, you know, like where the Asians look really really brown, and you know what I mean, sun-kissed skin. And my husband, now that I'm staying here in Germany for quite some time now, I'm becoming more pale because I don't really go out and there's no sun much here in Germany on winter times, but in summer times where the sun is really out there. But I'm really being pale, and my husband always tells me, you know what, Han, you need to go out more and you know to go to the sun. You know what, sometimes my husband thinks that I came from a coconut tree, you know. I came from a coconut tree and I'm living like near a beach. Sometimes that's what I think my husband anticipated me before he actually visited my country. So yeah, I think that's the fifth. Oh God, I talk a lot. But that's the fifth thing I like about Germany. I now know what. Now I understand what their definition of beauty is here in Germany. The stereotype, and if I didn't travel here in Germany, I wouldn't understand why Germans or Caucasian people are really into tanning their skin, because back in the Philippines, we're really spending a lot of money whitening our skin, you know, bleaching soaps and all those chemicals that we put in our body just to make us appear whiter. But here in Germany, it's the total, yeah, people, we always like the things we cannot have. That is my take on the things I like about Germany. So anyways, before I end the vlog, I'm gonna do a mega shout out to one of my viewers who's celebrating her birthday today. Shout out to Janica May Salvoro. Happy birthday, girl, and I wish you love and happiness and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Daghang salamat, maraming salamat, and I will see you on my next one. I love you all. Bye bye. Peace.